while it's working.
Okay, we're here. I got you here, and there's no bells and whistle. We'll do all the beautiful edits in here, but I think we're doing good. And if we start sounding like a Bruce Lee movie, we'll do this. We'll do that. Okay. And Suzy, thank you for being here. First of all, my name is Stefan, and I hope you can hear me. And the wonderful, for anybody watching, you could hear me. This might be a little hard, and hopefully we could get this going on. But I have Suzy Q here, the queen of rock and roll. You got new music out. You have Motor City Riders. There's a single out from The Devil in Me, and I want to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about what you're doing today, what you did yesterday, without the internet gods hawking us Chinik right here, right now. That's my Yiddish word. But this is Motor City Week for me. Yesterday I had Ted Nugent on the show.
Oh my God. Oh wow. It is Motor City Week. Yeah.
And you know what? There's a little circle here just to let you know, as you get to talk to strangers through the internet these days that you don't know, we kind of know the same people, I feel. And there's a couple of names doing research that I know. Some people like Toby Namus is one guy I know that, you know.
I know him forever. He was my publicist for about 4 or 5 years. We go back a long way. Long way.
Yeah. A long way. And then you and I both play bass, and you're one of the leaders of playing bass. And I actually had got to play bass with Dee Dee Ramone when he switched to guitar before he passed away. And but you are one of the people that took the Fender P bass. When women weren't doing it, you brought it to life. You made it look cool before even you took the glam rock, the sexy rock, a bass along that. For people who don't know the Fender P bass, it's not a short scale bass. So.
I don't like short scale. I was given by my father in 1964 when we started the band. I was 14. We went professional immediately. And my dad was a musician. I play percussion. I read and write. I was first chair in the orchestra at school. I play, read and write classical piano. I play guitar badly. And at 14, when we started the band, everybody took an instrument. Nobody took the bass. So I was told I was going to play the bass. And my father gave me a 1957 Fender Precision. That was my first bass. It was a no-brainer that I was going to be a good bass player, because I had the Rolls Royce. I didn't think about it being a big bass. I just was given, this is the bass. Okay, so this is what I will play. Didn't occur to me to try to find a short scale. Why? Here's what I have. And I still play it. Now.
You still got the bass. You still have the original. Wow. Did you change any pick? I'm going to get gear. I'm not a gear guy, but did you keep the stock pickups in that, or?
No, everything's the same. Everything stayed the same in there. It's just I changed the strings, even though Jameson said no.
Right.
I was just rehearsing today in the front room because I'm doing my rehearsal for my show coming up. So
now, when you say the Jameson didn't say, for people who don't know, James Jameson, Funk Brothers, for you kids out there that don't know the funk, it all starts with him, the hook, which
the best. He was the best.
The best.
He was the best. And I've been playing bass now for 58 years. And I've actually got a little hole here and a little hole here. You can see that position. It developed an unnatural muscle here and an unnatural muscle here. Wow. And my husband likes to massage it. He nearly kills me. It's a hole. Wow. Because that's not natural all that way, you know?
No. Because you're small. Wait, because you're a small lady. You're petite, and
I'm 5'2".
Now that bass, is it a heavy piece of wood? That bass, would you say?
Yeah, but I have played for 3 years a Les Paul professional recording bass, and it weighs more than I do.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't know how I played it. I give it to a guy to hold and the guy's hand goes down. How did I do this? I played it and I carried it from Earl's Court to London.
Oh my God. You did?
Nuts.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Suzy,
I know.
I'll tell you a story. I had a Les Paul recording bass, a 68. I bought it at New York, Chelsea Guitar, by the hotel. There was a guitar shop, $300. I took it to LA with me. It was like piano would. I couldn't do a gig with it. Too heavy. Too heavy. Killed your back, the bass. I hope you could hear me, my story.
Too heavy.
Too
and
heavy.
you needed a tramp. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Very, very heavy. Had a nice neck, and yeah, I don't know. I finally gave that up. Whatever I play, I go back to funk time. I played EBO. I played Status for a long time. They have the graphite neck. That's really nice. But I end up back with my Precision in the studio and my Fender Jazz on the road, because when I do my bass drum solo, which I do every night, it's my solo, but the drummer keeps time with me. And the Jazz is just that little teeny bit thinner at the bottom, so I can just be a little bit more flashy. So I do use Jazz on stage, but always Fender Precision in the studio.
Best sounding bass. I mean, your bass solo, and for everybody watching, I will put clips over here and show off Suzy's bass solo. It's pretty damn cool. And to see you rock it out. I mean, Suzy, before, and no disrespect to any of the ladies out there, before the Runaways, before the Go-Go's, I mean, you really were the person that got out there tough with the outfit, you know, the coolness. Before Joan Jett, you brought it out there, and you have so many great stories. And I just hope the internet God stick with us, because you brought out that jumpsuit, the leather outfit in the Elvis way, which we are both Elvis fans. I love Elvis. You have a great Elvis story, and I just want to hear it from you. I know it, but maybe my audience doesn't know it, because you did a cover of All Shook Up. And this is crazy. Everybody, Suzy has the platform. Please share me the story. It's great.
Okay. There are actually about 11 Elvis epiphanies, because he's just been on my shoulder my entire life. Believe me, you know, if your show was long, and if I tell you but this one that you're talking about, because I first fell in love with him at the age of 5.5. I have to tell you a little bit leading up to the age of 5.5. We were all sitting down like all American families did on Sunday at 8 o'clock to watch the Ed Sullivan Show. This was non-negotiable. The family sat down to watch it. So, you know, variety show. And at the end, he would bring out rock or pop or whatever, something for the youngsters. And I was 5.5, and Elvis came out. We're all sitting there, and he started doing Don't Be Cruel. My elder sister by 9 years started to scream. And I remember, I'm only 5.5. I remember going, what's the matter with you? You know, what is she screaming? Then I looked at the TV, and I went in, like drawn in like a magnet. And to myself, I'm going to do that. Crazy to have that kind of a light bulb moment at 5.5. And it goes on and on. So then the next thing was at 68, I saw the Comeback Special. I was 4 years in my band already, and I loved the leather look. So I went out and got leather jacket. That was the next thing. Then I come to England. I'm a solo artist now. And I recorded All Shook Up for my first album.
Wow.
And then in 74, I've been having hits all over the world. 74, I did my first. We were in Memphis doing a gig, and I was in my room, and the phone rang. And it was, first of all, Elvis's people. They said, hello, we have Elvis Presley for you. Oh, yeah, right. Jesus Christ almighty. Boom, fell over. And it was him on the phone. And I was just trying so hard to just be cool that my lips started to twitch. No, it didn't really. But he said to me, like you don't. This is Elvis Presley. You know. He said, I've heard your version of All Shook Up, and I think it's the best since my own. And I'd like to invite you to Graceland while you're in town. And me, I said, oh, I'm very busy. Why? I wasn't quite ready to meet him yet. Not scared to, just wasn't quite ready. I figured there'd be some time later on, you know, and I started this, so I got to finish it now. So he went up to the Rodney Bingenheimer was on the VIP section with his girlfriend, and used to listen to my music up there all the time, apparently, and stare at this poster on the wall. I don't think there was any sexual in it at all. I think he saw that I was I think he saw I was a kindred soul, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then 1977, I'm in LA. I flown from Japan to do an audition for Happy Days. I got the role, led the Tuscadero. And I had to read for the director, meet the fans. They said, okay, now we need to discuss you. I just wait for this connection unstable to stop. Are we all still okay? They said, go back to your hotel and we'll give you a call. So I get back to my hotel. I switch on the TV. I'm waiting for the phone, whether I got the part or not.
Mm-hmm.
Phone rings. Yes, you have the role. You have the roles. And I'm all excited. And right at that moment, the TV says, newsflash, the king is dead.
Wow.
Unbelievable. The same moment. Yeah. And then when I got back, to start my first filming, the director brought up this man, little man. And he said, Suzy, I'd like you to meet Nudie. I said, hi, shook his hand. He said, he's going to be making your clothes for the show. He was Elvis's personal tailor. How does this happen?
Wow.
You know? And then the kind of final bit of it, you can Google, even you can play it. I wrote a song called Singing with Angels, which was a tribute to him. Yeah. And it's done at funerals now, and Elvis impersonators do it. And I'd sent it to Ray Walker of the Jordanaires.
Wow.
And James Burton. I said, would you guys like to do this with me? And they hadn't heard the song. They said, oh, Suzy, we love you, but oh my God, we're inundated with Elvis tribute, da 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 da. And they said, send the song anyway. So I sent it. And about a week later, they called me and they said, book the studio. And so I did that track, my tribute to Elvis, with James Burton on guitar and the Jordanaires on backing vocals.
That's incredible.
It doesn't get any better than that.
No.
Even Gordon Stoker, who was the last one to pass away, he came to this session out of the hospital. And now the final piece of the puzzle, James Burton and I were outside taking a little break in the studio, and I was in the middle of recording an album. And I gave him headphones. I said, have a listen. And he took the headphones off and he said, I got to tell you, Suzy, I nearly died. I got to tell you, Suzy, you know, you have what Elvis had. I went,
I lost Suzy. Oh no, Suzy. This was getting good. Where did you go? Oh no. The internet gods, they are ruining my show. Maybe Suzy will be back up here, buddy. I'm so sorry. Oh no. You internet people got SUZI QUATRO, legendary, talking about Elvis Presley, recording with James Burton and the Jordanaires. It doesn't get better. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm trying for you people, and we got to make good with what's good here. Hold on. Suzy's back. Hold on. Let's bring her back in here. Let's bring our friend back here. Suzy. She's trying to join in. So everybody just, I see her in the side trying to join in here. There she comes back. Back. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so did you get that ending of that I said about what he said to me?
No, that's where it cut off. It was right there.
Okay, so I will edit that. So he was outside listening to my new album during a break in the recording session, and he said to me, you know, Suzy, you have what Elvis had. And I tell you what, you could have knocked me over with a feather. And I said, What do you mean? What do you mean? And he said, well, the only way I can explain it to you is whatever you do is you. What a compliment. What a compliment. So that's kind of like the ending of it, you know, but well, I think it's the ending. You never know with Elvis, but I think it was good that I didn't meet him because really, because I wouldn't have written Singing with Angels. And that was an important song. And I wouldn't have had that same feeling. And he kind of always been sitting here, you know, always my whole life. So there you go.
You know, Suzy, I'm a huge Elvis fan, and like Beatles and Elvis and Stones, it's a big thing in my life. And just what a story to get first a phone call from the King, you know, and then to go jamming with his band, who, if everybody's a big Elvis fan like I am and Suzy is, if you watch That's the Way It Is, Elvis, and you see him in the Culver City rehearsals with James and Ronnie Tutt, who unfortunately lost I get chills talking. I love it. And what a showmanship. Just so cool that you got to do this. And Nudie, who made the suits for Graham Parsons, those great suits. How cool.
Unbelievable. And I did I'm trying to think how many years ago it was, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, a big, huge concert at Hyde Park here. And it was for Elvis, and Priscilla came over, and I was the only one on that show. A lot of big people, Tom Jones, I can't even remember half of them, a lot of big people. And I was the only one that played with the band. Yes.
Oh, so
and
cool.
we did, I said, let's do Johnny Be Good, and I'll take a solo, and you take a solo, James, and you take a solo. Just absolutely amazing.
Amazing. That's a legendary moment. That's a great moment. I mean, Suzy, we got your new music, and while we have the internet with us, I want you to tell everybody about your new album, The Devil in Me. It's on vinyl, correct? And we could go to your website.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us.
Sure. It's on vinyl. There's 4 good videos on YouTube. The Christmas song, My Heart and Soul, I Need You Home for Christmas. The Devil in Me, the title track. I Sold My Soul Today, and Do You Dance. 4 videos from that album. And now Motor City Riders has a really cool lyric video to it. It was written and recorded during the first year of lockdown and released in 21. Every single journalist, critic, fan, whoever I've talked to has all called it my finest work since the first album. And that was actually what my son wanted to accomplish. We've done 2 albums together now.
Yeah.
No Control and The Devil in Me. And now we're working on my 3rd one. And he made me see myself brand new. Like wow. I felt like a kid making this album. And that was what he wanted to do. He wanted to take me back to that SUZI QUATRO feeling. And that's exactly what he did. Yeah. So fantastic.
Suzy, first of all, it's cool that you just said to work with your son. That's pretty cool that you're doing it with your son, that record. That must be really cool. It's a family thing.
Yeah. It's because I've come from a musical family, mm-hmm. and Richard's dad was my guitar player. You know, we were married for 20 years. He's my ex now, but we're still good friends. I played with my sisters. I played with my dad. So I'm used to that. Richard had, and he would, if he was here, he would tell you, he had to adjust. He said, oh, the lines are blurred. The lines are blurred. He wasn't quite sure. Well, now he's fine. I said, don't worry about it, Richard. What you have to get used to is when I'm working, relationship doesn't come into it. I'm working. So I'm not mom anymore. That's, I think, what he was feeling, you know? So we've got that balance together now. And yeah, we work really great together. I didn't know he was so talented. Had a few artistics, you know, but that's important.
Yeah.
That's important. Yeah. If he really sticks to something, I'll try to go with it. And he's the same with me. He found his confidence after No Control, and he's firing on all 4 syllables. He's produced the album that's going to be coming out next year of myself and KT Tunstall. We made a duet album. He's produced that, and he's producing other people. We're now looking to write for other. We're firing. We're firing. I can't stop writing songs at the moment. Yeah.
It's funny to hear you say this. It's the Detroit in you. Now the Detroit girl's coming out, because I had Ted on yesterday, and the same thing. He's picking up his guitar, he's jamming, and I'm asking, like, he doesn't overthink it when he's writing. He just goes into it. How about you when you're writing a song? What goes first in your mind? The secret recipe when you're working on a tune?
It's hard to say. Yeah. It's hard to have, you can't say exactly, but I can say because I've got a big book full of title ideas and one-liners, and I talk poetically. I'm on my second poetry book now. I published 5 books. A lot of times it's either a title or a line. Mm-hmm. And if it's a title, it suggests that, like Motor City Riders. You know, I had this riff, and I've shown it to Richard. And I'm not a very good guitar player. I didn't start on guitar and go to bass. I'm not a failed guitar player. I'm a bass player. So Richard took that for me, and then he started to play it the right way. And I went, oh, and he said, oh, you should write this about Detroit. And he said, Motor City Riders. He went, that's the one. And it was there. And then it falls out. But those words, what Ted said, I will disagree with him on some things.
Yeah.
Motor City Riders is about my growing up in the 60s in Detroit. And I worked on every syllable on that song because I wanted to express in the lyrics exactly what it was like going through that whole era. You know, you had the race riots and the this and that. So that had to be really cleverly written. And I'm happy to say I accomplished that because it does tell the story. Detroit
in itself, the whole rock and roll, there's a lot of great stuff with Detroit. Oh, I think we're cutting out. Okay. God, this is such a good interview. I can't stand you internet gods right now. First of all, we're talking about Detroit. We're talking about Suzy's new album out right now. We're talking about her song, Motor City Riders. The lyrics we're talking about, but the whole caption, the whole attitude, the soul of Detroit. Whether you're going back to the Funk Brothers, whether you're going to the rides, whatever you know, just the dirt, the grit. It starts out with a really great guitar riff, which you said you wrote, which I like that garage sound. And that's the thing about Detroit, a lot of good garage sound. You know, it's something that studio cats can't recreate something that's from here.
No. Detroit's in your DNA. It's in your DNA. Yeah. And there's an energy level there that I've never heard in any other city. There's a desperation. There's a foot on the gas. There's a Detroit is special. I'm really proud to come from there. And it shows in my music. You can tell I'm a Detroit girl. Yeah. And I was weaned on Motown. So when I'm writing backing vocals for my stuff, I'm the best. Because all I ever used to listen to was backing vocals on the Motown records. And Jameson, I cut my teeth on him. And the solo that I do, I made up my mind that I would do a solo on bass that wasn't boring. And my solo is not boring. It's interesting. It goes through all the different styles. It's melodic, it's pounding, it's slapping. So, yeah, because, you know, the old joke, the drummer's doing a solo. And the guy in the audience says, oh, God, I hope the drum solo doesn't stop. Why not? He said, because then the bass solo will start. So that's the old joke, that the bass is the boring. So I made sure that joke wasn't true for me.
Suzy, I'm going to tell you something about your bass solo and credit where it's deserved. You know what? You are an amazing bass player. And for anybody watching this, please Google her solo and you could see different versions of her jamming. And it really rocks. As a bass player, it's something you can't recreate. And it's just so cool. I go, damn, she's really cool. Because you think of Suzy when people start thinking of seeing this young, petite little girl in the leather outfit, then they think of the Happy Days thing. But man, when you turn that thing on, it's not Happy Days Lunchbox Pop. She's this animal that comes out and it's kick ass, which even watching you do it, you could see the glam and the essence of the greatest music ever, you know, the T-Rex, all that stuff together, which I love and adore. And I love your bass playing. I love your voice. Even back 1978, one of my favorite songs that's on my playlist, it'll never go away, Stumbling In, your voice with Chris Norman. It's such a great song. And your voice is so great. It got that raspy, it's a song that'll never go away. It's such a beautiful, thank you for that song.
It's a good song. It is a good song. One of the evergreens on stage. That, and If You Can't Give Me Love, people really love that. When you get a hit with a kind of semi ballad, then that just stays forever because people love their ballads. But that is a good song. Absolutely.
It is. when you heard the song the first time, when it was brought to your attention right away, what was going on? Can you tell me the story about that when you did stumble in?
Sure. Yeah, we were at an award ceremony in Germany with Mike Chapman, and we were recording the If You Knew Suzy album. And we went to a private party with all the artists who were getting awards after the award show. And they had a band up on the stage. So me being me, I play everywhere. I don't care. If there's a band, I want to jam. That's just me.
So
Give me
cool.
the guitar, So I'm asking all these other famous people who shall remain nameless, want to jam? No. I went, for Christ's sake. I grabbed Chris. I didn't ask Chris. I said, come with me. And up we went. So we started to sing and play. And Mike Chapman said, oh, listen to those two together. Look at those two together. He came in the studio the next morning and he said to the engineer, put on the tape, Suzy, go on the keyboard. I said, okay. He said, I'm going to sing something. Give me a mic. Played his guitar. He said, Suzy, after every line I sing, I want to go, da, 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 da. I said, okay. So he went, our love is alive, da, 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 da. And so we began, da, 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 da. And he did that bit and he went, great. Give me that tape now. I need to write the verse. So he got that from looking at the two of us that night, hearing us and watching us. Yeah.
Wow. So he wrote it on the spot right there in front of you guys. He had
the vision. He had the vision and it worked. And when we recorded it, we actually did it facing each other, which is unusual, facing each other on mics. So we recorded it to each other, which is why you get that real intimate sound on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You really
did it as a duet.
Oh, I love it. I'm getting chills. Wow. So you looking at each other, feeling the music, feeling the lyrics, you did it like that. So you being that crazy Detroit girl, go, listen, no bullshit here. You're coming with me. We're going on stage. Come on, Chris. All those other people said no, must kick themselves in the ass because, it worked out.
There was a very famous lady singer, I don't want to name her, but she actually said to me, no, I don't want to go up. I'm not working tonight. I went, what? What? That's why you do go up. You have fun. I play everywhere. There was a famous wave. The second wave of the Pleasure Seekers was called Cradle. And just before I came to England, I take a little bit of her back seat. My little sister was brought in and she became more of the lead singer than me. We wanted to try change of pace. And we were supporting Santana and in Detroit. And me being me, I played, my first instrument was bongo drums. I got up and actually hip butted the conga player away and started playing. And he looked over at Carlos and Carlos went, okay. So
love it.
He couldn't believe it because I could actually play, so I was going, oh my God, so I'm playing away.
That's so cool. See, the punk rock of you, the punk rocker came out. It's like, that's it. That's the attitude.
I'm up there. Yeah, I'm up there. Yeah. I have no fear. I have no fear.
I mean, you must get so many people, like people that meet at fanboy out. I mean, really, because you've been a part of like somebody like me of my life, from the style, the fashion, even when I was growing my hair out, the coolest haircut when you would cut your hair back then. I'd watch it as a kid watching and see.
I got it here. Yeah.
Did you do it? Did you do it? Yeah.
And you know what? I tell you, this is funny. This famous haircut that became, everybody loved my haircut. Yeah. I went to a Bond Street, which is, snotty nose street here in London, to a Bond Street hairdresser right just before Doublegate Drive came out. And because I've always known what I want. That's just me. And I said to him, okay, I want you to cut my hair like this. I told him what I wanted. This, thin this out, this layered here. And he said to me, I can't do that. I said, why? He said, that's not a haircut. I said, just do it. And it became the SUZI QUATRO haircut. So I had a vision of this. Yeah. I had a vision. Yeah. He's not used to cutting that way. He'd think that, what do you mean thin it here and put it here and half it? I said, just do it.
Wow. Look, I'm talking hair cutting with you because I was so into that haircut. I was like figuring, how did she do? Was it a razor cut? And I would try to cut it myself and try to cut in, and because it was perfectly everything, like the way it laid on top and the way it thinned on the side, but came, it like sheer cool. What's your hair? I'm describing your hair.
I wanted it to, yeah. I do have good hair, and I can also let it just dry natural, which I have in a lot of photographs, and it just is a little bit of a wave. So my hair just behaves. It looks good this way, and it looks good natural too. So, but I like it to move with me.
What about hairspray and all that? Did you do any hairspray? Did you have anything? Nothing. No, huh?
No. And even in those early days, I had a real thing about wearing makeup. I wouldn't wear it.
Really?
Didn't like it. No, I wanted to be taken seriously as a musician, not to play on the female, not to play on that at all. And the TV shows argued with me all the time. Please put a little bit on. I did sometimes, but I haven't got any on now. I don't wear makeup unless I have to. I'm kind of tomboyish, but I have my feminine moments.
But you're doing something. You got good skin. You still look the same to me over here. The hair, the everything. So you didn't do a lot of the hair. Natural. A lot of water you're drinking. You got to be drinking a lot of water. That's the key. I need to do water. That ladies. Yeah, that's right. See, the water is very important. Now, what about Happy Days? When you did Happy Days, and is this true or is this just Wikipedia nonsense out there? Did Gary Marshall offer you your own show, the Leather Tuscadero? Is that true, or did they offer you your own role after Happy Days, or is that made up stuff? Did I lose you?
He did.
I did. Okay.
I had the mindset that that was my first acting job. I got the second most fan mail after the Fonz, which is amazing. They told me this later. I can't believe it. I liked it, and I wanted to go further in acting, and I didn't want to be typecast as Leather Tuscadero. So I did 3 seasons. Mm-hmm. And I said no to the spinoff. And since then, I've done various other things. I've done 3 or 4 different series here in England. I've been on the West End stage, Annie Get Your Gun. I played Tallulah Bankhead in my own show that I wrote.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think I've done enough. I think 3 seasons was enough. And then maybe it kind of would have blurred the line, if you think about it. It would have blurred the line between Suzi Quatro, who is a rock and roller for real, mm-hmm. and Leather Tuscadero. It can become very, well, which is the real one? Yeah, is she playing it being Suzy, or Suzy playing it? So I think after 3 seasons, that was enough. And I said no to that.
You said no to it. But how you got the role? Now, how did you get the role as a Leather Tuscadero? How did that come your way?
They had the script for about 2 years because they were having Pinky Tuscadero problems, and they knew she was going to leave. They liked the Tuscadero. They wanted to keep it going.
Yeah.
And so they started to look for a girl who could be vulnerable and tough and cute. This is what Gary told me, and possibly could sing. So the casting director, who was his sister, her daughter had a collage of Rolling Stone covers in her bedroom. And she came in and she said, I was on the cover of Rolling Stone. She came in, she said, who's that? That's who we want. I looked like what they wanted. So they called me in Japan. I flew out and I had to audition for the role.
Wow.
There you go.
There you go. That's it. Just like, it's funny. I had on my show, I had Anson Williams on the show and Don Mose, and both of them. And it's funny because they're both opposite, like the Potsy with the Ransom. He's like a big music guy. And
I know.
You. Loves music. And what a great story. They wanted to tell. So was it Roz Kelly who played? What was her name? The actress.
She played Pinky Tuscadero, my older sister.
She played the older sister. So she wasn't having problems with the Fonz, maybe to produce. She said, I'm out of here. That's it.
I don't know what the problems were. I know all I heard was there were contractual problems, and they knew she was going to go. So I don't know what it was, but
it worked out. It was because it brought your attention to other people that were buying the Fonzie leather. I got a secret to tell you. I bought the Fonz jacket. I grew up in Brooklyn, and I bought the Fonz jacket. It's not a Detroit leather jacket, but I fell for it. It was all right. What about working with English producer Mickey Mose? I mean, I had Peter Noon on the show, who Hermits for you guys out there watching. Got to work with him, but you got to work with him. Great producer. Did a lot of stuff. Yeah. What was he like?
I miss him all the time. He died much too young. He died when he was like 64. And he was very much my father figure to me. We were good friends. He was another Gemini like me. We got along great. He took care of me. He believed in me. He gave me my shot, come to England, I'll make you a star. He's a good producer, but he never knew how to produce me.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. He couldn't get the edge. That's why Mike Chapman took over productions. But Mickey, I think Mickey's finest stuff. He did. I love Donovan.
Yes.
The early stuff. That was one of the reasons. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I signed with Mickey.
Donovan.
I love the production. Yeah,
I love.
But he didn't know who I was. He didn't know who I was. And Mike Chapman got the sound. He got the sound.
Another great writer and producer. Another one that's really great. We got right now. Everybody watching SUZI QUATRO. I'm honored to have you here. Her new song is out, Motor City Riders. Links are going to be in the description. Her album is current, The Devil in Me. You guys, I'm going to put the link to her website, the link, all the good stuff. You got to check out her music. And I'm hoping that, Suzy's going to come back. But I got one more Snoopy.
Okay.
I'm Jewish. I'm Yenta guy.
Okay.
That's what I do. Your sister, I didn't notice.
I'm not.
I made you laugh. It's just my crazy sense. I didn't know that your niece is actress Sherilyn Fenn from Rude Awakening, Twin Peaks. I just found that out. I'm like, wow, the whole family is just talented.
Yeah.
Everybody, huh? That's great. It's wonderful.
She is. I know. It's quite a family. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have
a good family. There's a lot of talent there. My father was very talented. I was in the band with my sisters, my brother, my child star on the Lawrence Welk Show. It's kind of in the genes. My son now doing it. My daughter sings. She's got a terrific voice. So it's kind of all inherited, really.
That's now. Let me ask you. Your daughter sings. Does she ever pick up? Want to do a SUZI QUATRO song? Does she ever hear us singing any of your tunes? Or she?
I did. She's more like soulful, so it's not really my complete style. But she did one duet with me on Back to the Drive, which is called I'll Walk Through the Fire with You, so you can hear her singing on that. And we also did, you can probably YouTube it, a song called And So to Bed that we sang together. So there's 2 videos available of her.
2 videos of you guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, really quick, and I hope the internet stays with me. This is really important. Suzy, I'm going to get personal with you. Don't get upset. I need to know, and what the people want to know is Suzy's top 5 vinyl must-have albums that matter to you. Something that influenced you or that you love.
Easy. Boom. Bang, 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 bang. Okay. Blonde on Blonde, Bob Dylan. Non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Tapestry, Carole King. Meet the Beatles. Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. And the first Elvis album.
The first Elvis album. Love it. Production. SUZI QUATRO.
A little bit of everything.
Everything. I love it. You Meet the Beatles, one of my first records. I would stare at that album. I know. And Let the Good Times Roll, which was a compilation. It was a movie with Chubby Checker and all that great stuff. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. I appreciate you coming on and responding to me and giving me the shot. I want you to come on again. Hopefully I get the internet better for both of us, but promise me you'll come back if you have something you want to talk about ever.
Yeah. Give me a shout.
All right. It was wonderful having you here, Suzy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
I promise. In fact, I'm warning you, I'm going to come back. Okay.
That's a date. Okay.
And you.
Thank you. You're coming back because I'm very excited, and I will. I
am coming back.
Yes.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, I'm coming back. Okay.
Perfect. This internet, you internet, everybody find Suzy's links are going to be down below. The Devil in Me, Motor City Riders. She's lovely. I love her. You're the best. Bye, Suzy. Mwah.
Thank you. Bye.
I'm so sorry about the internet, Suzy. Sorry about that. All righty. We'll see you later. Okay.